My wife said, "You're not the man I married." He had ambition. So I became ambitious again, just not for her. I started the business, got the body, bought the car, all after I filed. Her breakdown when she saw my new life on LinkedIn. I, 36 male, was sitting at our kitchen table when Vanessa, 34, said the words that ended our 8-year marriage. Not the divorce papers I filed 3 weeks later. Not the mediation sessions. Those actual words, delivered while I was eating leftover pizza on a Wednesday night. "You're not the man I married, Derek. He had ambition, drive. You've just settled." I looked up from my plate. She was standing there in her athleisure outfit, fresh from some boutique fitness class I was paying for, holding her phone like she'd just seen something that reminded her how disappointing I was. "What brought this on?" I asked. "Mistake number 1? Engaging." Bethany's husband just made partner at his firm. Trevor bought them a lake house. A lake house, Derek. Meanwhile, you're still doing the same IT job you had when we met, living in the same rental, driving the same boring sedan. We're comfortable. I make decent money. You work part-time by choice. Part-time because someone has to make this place look presentable for when we have people over. Do you know how embarrassing it is when my friends ask what you do and I have to say tech support? I'm a systems analyst, not tech support. Whatever. It's not impressive. She scrolled through her phone, not even looking at me. You used to talk about starting your own thing, consulting, building something. Now you just clock in, clock out, repeat. It's pathetic. That word, pathetic. I set down my pizza. Okay, what? You're right. Things need to change. She looked surprised, then smug. Finally, maybe talk to Trevor about opportunities at his. I'm filing for divorce. The smugness evaporated. Excuse me? You just told me I'm not the man you married and called me pathetic. I heard you. Message received. We're done. Derek, don't be dramatic. I'm trying to motivate you. By insulting me? Nah, I'm good. I'll have my lawyer send the papers next week. I stood up, threw my plate in the sink, and went to the spare bedroom. Slept there that night. Best sleep I'd had in months, Tibaha. Here's the thing nobody tells you about rock bottom. It's actually a great foundation to build from. I filed that Friday. Used an online service, kept it simple. No kids, no shared assets really, except some furniture. The rental lease was month to month under my name. I made $90K, she pulled maybe $18K from her interior design consulting, which was basically helping her friends pick throw pillows. Vanessa's reaction? Disbelief, then anger, then this weird confidence that I'd changed my mind. She moved to her friend Bethany's place temporarily and started posting cryptic Instagram stories about toxic people and choosing yourself. Cool, I chose myself too. Week 1 post-filing. Reached out to 3 former colleagues who'd been bugging me for years to do freelance security audits. Hey, still need help with that compliance project? All 3 said yes. Suddenly I had weekend work at $150 per hour. Week 2, signed up for a gym. Not some boutique place, just a regular gym with weights and treadmills. Started going at 5:30 a.m. before work. Nothing crazy, just showing up consistently. Week 3, opened a business checking account. Registered an LLC for consulting, cost like $200. Hammond Security Solutions. Had a logo designed on Fiverr for $50. None of this was for Vanessa. She was already gone, living her best life at Bethany's, probably trash-talking me to anyone who'd listen. This was for me, because she was right about one thing. I had settled. Not in my marriage, I'd tried there. But in my career? Yeah, I'd gotten comfortable. The divorce was going to take 6 to 8 months in our state with the mandatory waiting period. I had time. Month 2. First big consulting gig. Former employer needed a complete security overhaul. $15 project. Did it in 3 weeks while still working my day job. Exhausting? Hell yes. Worth it? Absolutely. Started seeing a therapist. $120 session, twice a month. Best money I ever spent. Worked through a lot of stuff about why I'd let myself become the guy Vanessa described. Turns out, constantly being told you're not enough makes you stop trying. Who knew? Month 3. Gym routine was showing results. Not like magazine cover results, but I'd lost 20 pounds, actually had some definition. Bought clothes that fit, nothing designer, just stuff that wasn't worn out. Consulting was picking up. Word of mouth is wild in the tech industry. One happy client tells another. I was booking projects faster than I could take them. Gave notice at my day job. Boss tried to counteroffer. I declined. Going independent, I said. He wished me luck. Vanessa heard through the grapevine. Her sister followed my former coworker on social media, apparently. She texted me directly, breaking her own lawyer-only rules she'd set. Vanessa heard her quitting her job? Are you having a midlife crisis, lol? Me. Starting my own firm. Not sure how that concerns you. Talk to your lawyer if you need something. Left on read. Felt good. Month 5, divorce was proceeding. Standard 50-50 split of the pathetic joint savings we had, about $8K. She wanted the nice TV and couch. Fine. I wanted the desk and my gaming PC. Easy. Her lawyer tried to push for temporary spousal support. My lawyer shut it down. She was capable of working full-time. Our lifestyle wasn't lavish. Marriage under 10 years. Judge agreed. No support either direction. Business was legit now. I'd cleared $60K in 5 months of freelance work on top of my salary before I quit. Once I went full-time consulting, revenue jumped. March alone I invoiced $23K. Finally hired an accountant because I had no idea what I was doing with quarterly taxes. Bought a car. Nothing insane, but not boring. A year-old Audi A4. Black. Used but clean. Paid half in cash, financed the rest. Payment was manageable with my new income. Vanessa's sister must have mentioned this too because I got another text. Vanessa, really Derek? New car? While we're still married? My lawyer will hear about this. Me, I'm allowed to make purchases with my income. Your lawyer already knows. Mine has all the documentation. Bought it outright from my consulting money, separate from marital assets. This is bullshit. You had money this whole time and kept us living like peasants? Me, I made this money in the last 5 months, after you left, after you told me I had no ambition. So you can be ambitious, you just chose not to for me? And there it was. The thing she couldn't comprehend. I didn't choose not to be ambitious for her. I stopped being ambitious because of her. Because when you're constantly told you're not enough, you start believing it, you shrink. Me, I became ambitious again when I stopped trying to be enough for someone who'd never be satisfied. Don't contact me outside of lawyer channels again. Blocked her number. Should have done it months ago. Update 1. Divorce finalized last month. 8 months start to finish. Split was clean. I kept my business, my car, my new apartment. Yeah, moved to a nicer 1-bedroom downtown. She kept her furniture and whatever savings we split. No drama at the final hearing. We barely looked at each other. I thought that was the end. I was wrong. 2 weeks after the divorce was official, I updated my LinkedIn. New profile pic taken by a photographer friend, professional but casual. Updated my job title to Founder and Principal Consultant, Hammond Security Solutions. Added some client wins with permission. Posted about completing a major certification. Within 24 hours my phone started buzzing. Friend requests from old colleagues. Congratulations messages. 3 new client inquiries, and 1 message from Vanessa's friend Bethany. Bethany, hey Derek. Congrats on the new business. Looks like you're doing amazing. We should grab coffee sometime and catch up. I'd met Bethany exactly 4 times during my marriage. We were not grab coffee people. I ignored it. Then Vanessa's sister Lauren sent a request. Denied. Then Vanessa's mom sent a Facebook friend request. We weren't even friends when I was married to her daughter. Denied. My buddy Tyler called me laughing. Dude, Vanessa's losing it. Bethany's been asking me about you, saying Vanessa's been asking about you. What did you do? Nothing. Updated LinkedIn. Bro, I looked at your profile. You look good. Like, really good. And your business is blowing up. She's definitely seen it. Not my problem, but I'll admit there was satisfaction in that. Not revenge. Just proof. Proof that I wasn't the problem. Proof that I had it in me all along. The following week I was at a coffee shop working on a proposal when someone sat down across from me, uninvited. Vanessa, we need to talk, she said. No we don't. We're divorced. We have nothing to talk about. Derek, please, just 5 minutes. She looked different. Thinner, but not in a healthy way. Dark circles under her eyes, hair pulled back in a messy way that wasn't the intentional messy she used to do. Against my better judgment, I closed my laptop. 3 minutes. I made a mistake. Okay, that's it? Just okay? Vanessa, what do you want me to say? We're divorced. You got what you wanted. You're free to find someone ambitious enough for you. I didn't want a divorce. You filed. After you told me I was pathetic and not the man you married. I was frustrated. I didn't mean, yeah, you did. And you know what? You were right. I had gotten comfortable, complacent, but that marriage was over the second you said those words. You didn't believe in me, and I realized I'd stopped believing in myself. So thanks, I guess. The divorce was the kick I needed. Her eyes were watering. So you're saying you're successful now because we're not together? I'm successful now because I'm not trying to live up to impossible standards, because I'm not being compared to Trevor and his lake house every week, because I'm working for myself, not to impress you. That's not fair. I supported you. I actually laughed. You supported me? Vanessa, you spent 8 years complaining about what I wasn't doing while contributing barely anything financially and criticizing everything I did. I made our house a home. You bought throw pillows with my money and called it interior design. She flinched. You've changed. You're cruel now. I'm honest. Maybe that's new for us. Derek, please, can we try again? I see what you've built. I see you're the man I always knew you could be. Stop. I stood up, packing my laptop. You see my LinkedIn profile and my new car, and suddenly I'm worth your time again. That's not love, that's opportunism. No, I've been miserable without you. Bethany's place is awful and dating is terrible, and I miss what we had. What we had was me shrinking myself to fit your expectations and you never being satisfied. I don't miss that, at all. I started walking away. She followed me outside. Derek, wait, at least tell me you'll think about it. There's nothing to think about. Move on, Vanessa. I have. I got in my Audi and drove away. In the rearview mirror, I saw her standing on the sidewalk, crying. I felt nothing. No satisfaction, no guilt, just nothing. That chapter was closed. Tyler called me that night. Bethany just texted me, said Vanessa had a full breakdown at her place. Apparently, she saw your business is booming post and realized you're actually doing well. And she's been telling everyone the divorce was mutual, that you guys just grew apart. Now she's spiraling because people are gonna see you succeeding and her still living with Bethany. Still not my problem. Cold, dude. I like this version of you. Not cold, just done. Update 2, thought the coffee shop ambush was the end. It wasn't. Vanessa started showing up. Not stalking exactly, but convenient encounters. At the grocery store near my apartment, at the gym, she'd never worked out there before, outside my building, just walking by. Each time, hey, weird running into you, how are you? You look great, we should really talk. I kept it brief, polite, distant, started shopping at different times, switched to a different gym location. Then her mom called my phone. I'd forgotten to block her. Derek, it's Patricia. I think we should talk about Vanessa. Hi, Patricia. There's nothing to talk about, we're divorced. She's not doing well, she's depressed, barely eating, lost her spark. And I see you're doing wonderfully, buying fancy cars, starting businesses. Are you saying I should feel guilty for moving forward? I'm saying you made a commitment, for better or worse. She's going through worse right now, and you've abandoned her. Patricia, with respect, she's the one who told me I wasn't ambitious enough. I became ambitious. Now she's upset I'm not ambitious for her benefit. That's not my problem to solve. She's my daughter. She's hurting. And I'm sorry she's hurting. But I spent 8 years hurting while she criticized everything about me. I'm not going back to that. You're selfish. I always knew it. She hung up. I blocked the number. The next week, I got an email at my business address from Vanessa. Subject, important, business opportunity. Curiosity got me. I opened it. Derek, I know you probably don't want to hear from me, but I'm reaching out professionally. I've been building my interior design business and have a potential client who needs office space designed. They also need IT security consulting. I immediately thought of you. This could be great for both of us. $50K plus project total. Can we meet to discuss? I promise it's purely professional. I really think we could make a great team. I stared at it for a solid minute, then called Tyler. She's trying to use business as an excuse to see you, he said immediately after I read it to him. Yeah, that's what I thought. You gonna take the meeting? Hell no. Even if the opportunity's real, working with her would be a nightmare. She'd use it to worm back into my life. Smart. What are you gonna say? Nothing. I'm gonna ignore it. So I did. 3 days later, another email. Derek, did you get my last email? This is a really good opportunity. The client is willing to pay premium rates. Let me know ASAP. Ignore it again. Day 5, she called my business line. I'd set up a proper number with voicemail. She left a message. Hey, it's Vanessa. I know you're probably busy, but this client is getting impatient. They specifically asked for you after I showed them your website. Please call me back. This is about business, Derek. We're both adults. We can work together professionally. Call me. I didn't call. The following Monday, I got an email from an address I didn't recognize. Trevor Westwick, CFO, Westwick Properties. Trevor, Bethany's husband, the lake house guy. Mr. Hammond, your name was recommended by an associate for a security consulting project. I'd like to discuss scope and pricing. Please reply at your earliest convenience. Best, Trevor Westwick. I googled the company. Legitimate property development firm, good reputation. Trevor was listed as CFO, but the timing was suspicious as hell. I replied professionally, Mr. Westwick, thank you for reaching out. I'd be happy to discuss your security needs. Before we proceed, can you share who referred you to my firm? Best, Derek Hammond. His response came 2 hours later. Vanessa Hammond mentioned your firm. She's helping us with office redesigns. There it was. She was using her connection with Bethany to create a business opportunity that would force us to interact. I replied, thank you for the referral. However, I have a policy against working on projects where there's a potential conflict of interest with personal connections. I'd be happy to refer you to 2 other excellent consultants in the area if you'd like. Attached contact info for 2 competitors I respected. He thanked me, and that was that. Vanessa called my business line immediately. I let it go to voicemail. Derek, are you kidding me right now? You turned down a project because of me? Grow up. This was a real opportunity. You're sabotaging both of us because you're petty. Call me back. Save the voicemail. Didn't call back. That weekend, she showed up at my apartment building. Buzzed up from the lobby. It's Vanessa. Let me up. We need to talk. No. Derek, I'm not leaving until you let me explain. Then you're gonna be there a while. I hung up the intercom and called building security. Hi, my ex-wife is in the lobby and won't leave. We're divorced. She doesn't live here, and I've asked her to leave. Can you escort her out? They did. She called me screaming. My phone recognized her number even though I'd blocked it. Apparently she was calling from a different phone. You called security on me? I just wanted to talk. I've told you repeatedly I don't want contact with you. You keep showing up. That's harassment, Vanessa. I'm not harassing you. I'm trying to help both our careers. I don't need your help. I don't want your help. Stop contacting me. Stop showing up. Move on. Fine. Fine. I was trying to be nice, trying to help you network, but you're too proud and stupid to see it. You're gonna regret this when my business takes off and you're still doing small-time consulting. Maybe, but at least I won't have to deal with you. She hung up. I blocked that number too. Tyler came over that night with beer. Bro, she's unraveling. Not my circus, not my monkeys. Cold. Necessary. Update 3. Final. It's been 4 months since the security incident at my building. Things have been quiet. Too quiet, honestly. I kept waiting for the next shoe to drop, but Vanessa had gone silent. My business was thriving. I'd hired a part-time admin assistant to handle scheduling and billing. Brought on a junior consultant. Signed a 6-month contract with a major client that would net me 6 figures. Moved to a bigger apartment, 2-bedroom, so I could have a proper home office. Life was good, really good. Then last Tuesday I got a text from an unknown number. This is Bethany. I know you don't want to hear from me, but I thought you should know Vanessa's in the hospital. She had a breakdown, like a real one. Her mom found her at the apartment she finally got, not eating, not sleeping, just obsessing over your LinkedIn. It's bad, Derek. I stared at the text for a long time, felt complicated. Not guilty, exactly, but not nothing either. I didn't respond. An hour later, Patricia called from yet another new number. I picked up without thinking. Derek, thank God, you need to come to the hospital. Vanessa's asking for you. The doctors said. Patricia, stop. I'm sorry she's struggling. I genuinely am. But I'm not coming to the hospital. We're divorced. I'm not her person anymore. She's sick, mentally ill, because of what you did. What I did was divorce her after she told me I was pathetic. Then I improved my life. That's not a crime. You flaunted it, your fancy car, your business, posting everything online where she could see it. I posted professional updates on LinkedIn. That's not flaunting, that's networking. Patricia, I need you to hear me. Vanessa's mental health is not my responsibility. She has family, friends, professionals. I hope she gets the help she needs, but I cannot be part of her support system. It's not healthy for either of us. You heartless son of a... I hung up. Blocked that number too. Tyler called me later. Bethany told me about Vanessa. You okay? Yeah, I mean, it sucks that she's going through that, but I can't fix her, Tyler. I tried for 8 years to be enough for her, and it was never enough. I'm not going back into that. Good. Just checking. Bethany's been guilt-tripping me to guilt-trip you. Tell Bethany to mind her business. Already did. Last Friday I got a letter, actual physical mail, addressed to my business office. Patricia's handwriting on the envelope. Inside was a 3-page letter about how I'd destroyed her daughter, how the man she met at our wedding would never have been so cruel, how karma would catch up to me, how I'd end up alone and realize too late what I'd lost. The last paragraph. Vanessa is in intensive therapy now. She's on medication. She can barely work. She had to move back home with us because she can't afford her apartment anymore. Meanwhile, you're buying sports cars and living in luxury, built on the back of our family's pain. I hope you're happy with yourself. I wasn't happy about Vanessa's breakdown. I wasn't. Mental health struggles are real and painful, and I wouldn't wish that on anyone, but I also wasn't responsible for it. I wrote one response letter, kept it brief. Patricia, I'm sorry Vanessa is struggling. I hope she gets the help she needs and makes a full recovery. However, I will not accept blame for the consequences of choices she made. She ended our marriage with her words and actions. I moved forward with my life as anyone would after a divorce. I will not be responding to further contact from you or Vanessa. Please respect that boundary. Derek mailed it, then blocked her email for good measure. Yesterday I got a LinkedIn message from Vanessa. She'd created a brand new profile just to message me. The profile had no photo, no job history, just her name. I'm sorry for everything. You deserved better from me. I see that now. I don't expect you to respond. I just needed you to know that I understand why you left, and I don't blame you anymore. I'm working on myself. Really working on it. I hope you're happy. I mean that. You deserve to be happy. I read it twice. It seemed genuine. Growth, maybe? Or manipulation? Hard to tell. I didn't respond, but I didn't block her either. Just archived the message and moved on. Here's the thing about revenge. This wasn't revenge. Revenge would have been deliberately trying to hurt her. Posting things to make her jealous, sabotaging her business, turning people against her. I didn't do any of that. I just lived my life. Became the person I was capable of being. Built the business I'd always wanted to build. Got healthy, bought nice things I could afford. The fact that she couldn't handle seeing me succeed? That wasn't on me. That was her own insecurity, her own regret, her own inability to be happy for someone she once claimed to love. I didn't become successful to spite her. I became successful because I finally stopped letting her opinion define my worth. Last week I signed a lease on a small office space. Real office, not home office. 2 desks, a conference room, my company name on the door. My admin assistant was thrilled. The junior consultant starts full-time next month. I'm dating someone. Natalie. Met her at a networking event. She runs her own marketing firm. We've been out 4 times. She's funny, driven, supportive. When I told her about my ex, she said, "So she didn't see your potential? And now she's mad you found it without her?" That's her loss. Yeah, her loss. I'm not living in luxury like Patricia's letter claimed. I'm living comfortably in a nice apartment with a reliable car and a growing business. I work hard, 70-hour weeks sometimes, but I love what I do. I'm not happy because Vanessa's struggling. I'm happy because I'm not struggling anymore. The man she married did have ambition. She just spent so many years crushing it that she stopped recognizing it. When she finally pushed hard enough, I left. And without her crushing weight on my shoulders, I could finally stand up straight. To anyone reading this who's in a relationship where someone makes you feel small, leave. I'm serious. It doesn't get better. They don't suddenly start appreciating you. You just get smaller and smaller until you forget what it feels like to take up space. I remembered, and I'm never going back. Vanessa was right about one thing though. I'm not the man she married. I'm better. My wife screamed, "My sister says you're cheating," and I believe her. I said, "Fine. I invited her sister over and played the recording of her sister trying to seduce me last week. My wife looked at her sister, then at me, but I was already packing my bags. I, 32 male, honestly don't even know where to start with this mess. My wife, 30, and I have been married for 5 years. Good marriage, or so I thought. We argue sometimes like everyone else, but nothing major. Until last Tuesday, I came home from work around 6 p.m. Normal day, brought takeout because she mentioned she was tired from work. Soon as I walk in, she's standing in the living room with her arms crossed, phone in hand, looking at me like I just ran over her dog. We need to talk. Those 4 words, man. Never good. Okay? I set the food down. What's up? Are you cheating on me? Record scratch moment. What? No. Why would you even ask that? She holds up her phone. My sister saw you last Thursday at that new bar downtown. With a woman. She said you two looked very comfortable together. Her sister. Of course. Let's call her. Actually, you know what? I'm not even giving her a name. She's just sister from here on out because she doesn't deserve more than that. That was a work thing, I said. My new manager. We were discussing the quarterly reports over drinks because the office was too loud. I told you about this. You didn't tell me she was pretty. I actually laughed. Couldn't help it. I didn't realize I needed to give you a physical description of my coworkers. Should I rate them 1 to 10 in advance? Wrong thing to say. She exploded. Don't laugh at me. My sister wouldn't lie. She said the way you were looking at her, the way you touched her arm. I didn't touch anyone's arm. My sister has been looking out for me since we were kids. She's never been wrong about people. She warned me about my ex and she was right. So when she says you're cheating, I believe her. I just stood there. 5 years of marriage. Trust, partnership, building a life together. And she's taking her sister's word over mine based on, what? Me having a work drink in public? So that's it, I said quietly. You're not even going to consider my side? Not going to ask for details, check my story, nothing? My sister wouldn't lie to me. Something in me just clicked off. You know that moment when you realize you're done? That was it. Fine, I said. You believe her. Cool. I grabbed my keys and left. Went to my buddy's place, crashed on his couch, ignored my phone, blowing up all night. But here's the thing. Here's what my wife didn't know. Last week, Tuesday night, sister came over while my wife was working late. Said she needed to borrow something. I forget what. Normal sister-in-law stuff, right? Wrong. She was acting weird. Touchy. Kept finding excuses to get close. Asked if I was happy in my marriage. Made comments about how she always thought I was attractive and how her sister didn't appreciate me enough. Red flags everywhere. I told her she needed to leave. She laughed it off like she was joking, but then tried to kiss me. Actually lunged at me. I pushed her away, told her to get out, never come back. She got mad, called me all kinds of names, said I'd regret rejecting her. And here's the kicker. I recorded the whole thing on my phone. Not the beginning, but from when she started getting inappropriate. Had it in my pocket, started voice recording when my gut told me this was going bad. Got her propositioning me, got me telling her to leave, got her tantrum on the way out. Been carrying that recording around all week, wondering if I should tell my wife. Decided against it because I figured it would just cause drama and sister would deny everything anyway. Guess sister decided to strike first. Smart. Accused me of cheating, so if I came forward about her trying to seduce me, it'd look like revenge or whatever. I spent Thursday at my buddy's place working out my next move. Called a lawyer Friday morning just to know my options. He said keep the recording, document everything, and be smart about next steps. Friday afternoon, I texted my wife. I want to talk, face to face, and I want your sister there too. She responded immediately. Why do you want her there? Because she's part of this conversation. Either she's there or I'm not coming. Took her an hour to respond. Fine. Tomorrow at 2 p.m., our place. Saturday rolled around. I showed up at 1:55 p.m. with my phone, my laptop, and a backup battery pack. My wife answered the door looking exhausted. Sister was on the couch looking smug as hell. Okay, my wife said. We're here. Talk. I set my laptop on the coffee table, pulled up the audio file, and hit play. Sister's voice. You know, I always thought you were so attractive. Like, way more attractive than the guys she usually dated. My voice. That's inappropriate. You should go. Sister's voice. Oh, come on, don't be like that. I see how she treats you. Always nagging, always tired, never appreciates what she has. I would never take you for granted. The blood drained from sister's face. My wife's head snapped toward her. Wait, my wife said. When was this? Last Tuesday. I said, she came over while you were at work. The recording continued. Sister propositioning me telling her to leave, her getting angry, calling me names, saying I'd regret it. By the time it finished, my wife was staring at her sister like she'd never seen her before. You tried to. My wife couldn't even finish the sentence. Sister jumped up. He's lying. That's fake. He edited that or used AI or something. You can't seriously believe. That's your voice. My wife said flatly. He probably recorded me saying other things and cut it together. This is exactly what cheaters do. They manipulate and... Get out, my wife said. What? Get out of my house. Sister's face went through about 5 different emotions. Shock, anger, panic, back to anger. You're seriously taking his side? After everything I've done for you? After I've protected you your whole life? Protected me? You tried to sleep with my husband. Because he was coming on to me. I was trying to prove he was a cheater. This was a test and he failed. The mental gymnastics were Olympic level. My wife pointed at the door. Out, now. Don't call me, don't text me, don't come near my house. Sister looked at me, pure venom in her eyes. This isn't over. She grabbed her purse and stormed out. Slammed the door so hard a picture frame fell off the wall. Silence. My wife turned to me, tears in her eyes. I'm so sorry. I should have believed you. I should have. Yeah, I said. You should have. I walked past her to our bedroom and started packing a bag. Wait, what are you doing? Leaving. But I apologized. I believe you now. She's gone. I stopped packing and looked at her. You took her word over mine. 5 years of marriage and you believed her without question. Didn't even give me a chance to defend myself. I was scared, I thought. I don't care what you thought. The trust is gone. How am I supposed to live with someone who thinks so little of me? She started crying harder. Please don't go. We can fix this. Counseling, whatever you need. What I need is a wife who trusts me. You're not that person. I finished packing my essentials, grabbed my toiletries, my work laptop, some clothes. She followed me through the apartment, begging me to stay, promising she'd make it right. I stopped at the door. I'll be staying with a friend. I'll come back for the rest of my stuff next week. We can figure out the apartment and everything else through lawyers. Lawyers? You want a divorce? I don't know what I want yet, but I know I can't be here right now. I left, moved my stuff into my buddy's spare room that night, turned my phone off because the calls and texts were nonstop. It's been 4 days now. I turned my phone back on this morning and had over 100 messages, most from my wife begging me to come home, a few from her parents asking what happened, 3 from sister calling me every name in the book and threatening to tell everyone the truth about me. Cool, let her try. I'm meeting with my lawyer again tomorrow to discuss options. Part of me wants to work it out, but a bigger part of me is just done. You know, like, how do you come back from your partner choosing to believe you're a cheater over some random accusation? How do you rebuild that? I don't have answers yet. Just needed to write this out somewhere. Update 1, 5 days later. Okay, so things escalated. Of course they did. Remember how sister said this isn't over? She meant it. Monday morning I got to work and my boss called me into his office. He looked uncomfortable as hell. Hey man, I need to ask you something and I'm really sorry to do this. But, are you going through something at home? My stomach dropped. Why? I got an email over the weekend from someone claiming to be your sister-in-law. She said you've been harassing her, making unwanted advances, and that you're, well, she used the word unstable. She's concerned for our client's safety. I just stared at him. Look, he continued, I know you. This doesn't sound like you at all, but I have to follow protocol. HR wants to talk to you. I spent 2 hours in HR explaining the situation, showed them the recording, explained the whole mess. They were sympathetic, but still had to document everything. Put me on a 3-day cooling off period while they investigated. Basically sent me home, unpaid. I called my lawyer immediately. He said this was harassment, possible defamation, and we should send sister a cease and desist letter. We drafted it that afternoon, but sister wasn't done. Tuesday, my landlord called. Apparently someone reported domestic disturbances at our apartment. Screaming, fighting, possible violence. The landlord was required to follow up. I explained I hadn't lived there in a week, gave him my buddy's address, told him to call my wife if he wanted confirmation. He was cool about it, but warned that if he got more complaints, he'd have to take action per the lease agreement. Wednesday, I got a call from my mom. She was crying. "What's going on?" "Your mother-in-law called me. She said you've been having an affair, and that when your wife confronted you, you attacked her sister?" "What?" "She said her daughter had to call the police because you were threatening them." I explained everything to my mom. Sent her the recording. She went from crying to furious in about 30 seconds. "That little witch, how dare she? I'm calling her mother right now." "Mom, don't." Too late. She'd already hung up. 20 minutes later, my mother-in-law called me directly. "You have some nerve, turning your mother against my family. My daughter told me what really happened. You're a liar and a manipulator, and—" "I have a recording," I said calmly. Silence. "What?" "I have a recording of your daughter trying to seduce me, propositioning me telling her to leave, her threatening me when I rejected her. Would you like to hear it?" More silence. My daughter wouldn't." "Your daughter absolutely would, and did. And then when I didn't take the bait, she decided to accuse me of cheating to cover her tracks. And now she's calling my work, filing false reports, and turning my own family against me." I could hear her breathing on the other end. "Email me the recording," she finally said. "I'll think about it." I hung up. My lawyer said not to send her anything without his approval, so I didn't. But apparently, my mom had already sent it to her during their screaming match. Oops. Thursday, my wife showed up at my buddy's place. I was working from my laptop when the doorbell rang. My buddy answered, and I heard my wife's voice asking for me. "I don't think that's a good idea," my buddy said. "I just need 5 minutes. Please." I came to the door. She looked terrible. Dark circles under her eyes, hair messy, obviously hadn't slept. "Can we talk?" she asked. "We have nothing to talk about." "Please. Just please, let me explain." Against my better judgment, I stepped outside. My buddy stayed near the door, protective. "I've been trying to reach you," she said. "I know. My sister, my mom called her. Played her the recording. She's denying everything. Says you faked it somehow. But I know it's real. I know your voice, I know her voice, I know what I heard." Cool. I cut her off completely, blocked her number, told her never to contact me again. I told my parents if they take her side, they're out of my life too. I didn't say anything. I know I screwed up. I know sorry isn't enough, but I'm trying to fix this. I filed a police report about the false claims she made. I called your work and told them everything was a lie. I'm doing everything I can to make this right. "That's nice," I said. "Doesn't change anything." "What do you want from me?" Her voice cracked. "Tell me what to do and I'll do it. I want to go back to last Tuesday and have you trust me. But I can't, so instead I'm moving forward without you." "You want a divorce?" "I haven't decided yet. That's why I have a lawyer." "I love you." "You didn't act like it." She started crying. Full breakdown, right there on my buddy's porch. Part of me wanted to comfort her. Most of me just felt nothing. "I need you to leave," I said. "Please don't give up on us." "You gave up on us when you believed her over me." I went back inside. My buddy closed the door. We heard her crying out there for a few minutes before she left. Friday morning, sister sent me an email. Subject line, "We need to talk." Didn't open it. Forwarded it straight to my lawyer. He called me an hour later, laughing. Apparently the email was sister trying to negotiate. She'd drop all her claims and tell everyone the truth if I agreed not to pursue legal action against her. "Is she serious?" I asked. "Unfortunately, yes. And she's just incriminated herself in writing." "This is beautiful." We sent back a response. Sister has 48 hours to retract all statements, issue written apologies to my employer and landlord, and cease all contact. Otherwise, we file for a restraining order and pursue defamation charges. That was yesterday. The deadline is tomorrow at 5 p.m. My wife texted me this morning. "My parents believe you. They confronted my sister. She admitted she made advances toward you, but claims you led her on. They're not talking to her anymore." I didn't respond. I don't know what I'm doing here. Part of me wants to forgive my wife, try to work it out. But every time I think about her face when she accused me of cheating, when she said she believed her sister over me, I just get angry all over again. My lawyer says I should decide soon what I want. File for divorce or try counseling. Staying in limbo isn't healthy. He's probably right. But right now, I'm just tired. Update 2. 2 weeks later. The deadline came and went. Sister didn't retract anything, so we filed. Restraining order petition went in Monday morning. Court date scheduled for this Friday. My lawyer says it's pretty much a slam dunk given the recording, the emails, the proven false statements to my employer. Tuesday, my wife's parents called me, her dad this time. Son, we owe you an apology. I didn't say anything. We raised that girl, he continued. We thought we taught her better, but hearing that recording, knowing what she did, we're ashamed. Okay. Our daughter, your wife, she's a mess. Won't eat, barely sleeping. She loves you. Made a terrible mistake trusting the wrong person, but she loves you. I know. Are you going to divorce her? I don't know yet. That's fair. That's more than fair. Whatever you decide, we'll support you, and we'll support her through it. But you should know, she's not the enemy here. She was manipulated by someone she trusted her whole life. Maybe he was right. Maybe my wife was a victim too. But she was still the one who looked me in the eye and chose to believe I was a cheater. Wednesday, things got weird. I got a Facebook message from one of Sister's friends. Someone I'd met maybe twice at family events. You're a piece of shit? Ruining her life because she rejected you? Real classy. I screenshot it, sent it to my lawyer, blocked her. Then another one. Different person, same message essentially. I'd destroyed a family because I couldn't handle rejection. The narrative Sister was spinning was incredible. She was the victim now. I was the predator who came onto her, recorded her rejection, and was now using it to ruin her life. 5 more messages that day. All from her friends. All calling me names, threatening to expose me, saying karma would get me. My lawyer filed an emergency motion to include harassment by Sister's associates in the restraining order. Thursday, my work HR called. Sister had sent them additional emails claiming I doctored the audio, that I was dangerous, that they should fire me for the safety of female employees. My boss was furious. Not at me, at her. This has gone too far, he said. We're sending her a cease and desist from the company. And if she keeps this up, we're pursuing legal action for harassment of our employee. I thanked him. Meant it. Knowing my job had my back made everything slightly less awful. Friday was the court hearing. I showed up with my lawyer. My wife was there, sitting in the back. Sister showed up with her own lawyer, some guy she probably found on late-night TV ads. The judge reviewed everything. The recording, the timeline, the emails, the documented harassment, the false statements to my employer and landlord. Sister's lawyer tried to argue entrapment, that I'd recorded her without consent. My lawyer pointed out we're in a one-party consent state, perfectly legal. Then Sister's lawyer tried to claim the recording was edited. The judge asked if they had any evidence of that. They didn't. Finally, Sister herself spoke up. Your Honor, he's been stalking me. Ever since I rejected him, he's been... Ma'am, the judge interrupted. According to the timeline, you made these advances, he rejected you, then you accused him of infidelity to his wife. That's not him stalking you. That's you retaliating against him. Her face went red. The restraining order is granted. Minimum distance of 500 feet. No contact directly or through third parties. No posting about petitioner on social media. Violation results in immediate arrest. Do you understand? Sister looked like she wanted to argue. Her lawyer put his hand on her arm and nodded for her. Yes, Your Honor. Outside the courthouse, my wife tried to approach me. I held up my hand. Not here. Not now. I just wanted to say I'm proud of you for standing up for yourself. Thanks. Can we talk sometime? Really talk? I looked at her. She'd lost weight, looked exhausted, probably felt like her world had collapsed. Join the club. I'll think about it, I said. She nodded and left. My lawyer pulled me aside. The defamation case against Sister is next. We're going after damages for lost wages, emotional distress, damage to your reputation. Conservative estimate? We're looking at $30,000 to $50,000 if we win. I don't care about the money. I know, but you should care about the principle. She needs to face real consequences. He was right. That evening, I finally responded to one of my wife's texts. Coffee tomorrow, 10 a.m. That place on Madison. She responded immediately. I'll be there. Thank you. Saturday morning, I got there early. Ordered a black coffee, sat in the back corner booth. She showed up exactly on time. Ordered tea, sat down across from me. "Thanks for agreeing to meet," she said. "You have 20 minutes. Talk." She took a breath. "I've been in therapy. 3 sessions so far, trying to understand why I immediately believed her. Why I didn't trust you. And my therapist thinks it's because she's been my protector my whole life. When Dad was drinking, she was the one who kept me safe. When I was bullied in school, she handled it. When my ex cheated on me, she was the one who found out and told me. I was conditioned to trust her above everything else. That's not an excuse. I know. But it's an explanation, and I'm working on it. Working on trusting my own judgment instead of always relying on hers." I sipped my coffee. "Okay. I know I destroyed your trust in me. I know I can't fix that overnight, but I want to try. I want us to try. Couples counseling, individual therapy, whatever it takes. What if I say no?" Her eyes filled with tears. "Then I accept that. Sign the papers. Try to move on. But I need you to know I'm sorry. Really, truly sorry. Not just for believing her, but for not even giving you a chance to defend yourself. For choosing her word over our entire relationship." 20 minutes turned into an hour. We talked, really talked, about trust, about her sister, about whether we could rebuild what we had. I didn't commit to anything, but I didn't say no either. "I need time," I finally said. "I can't promise anything." "I understand." We left separately. I felt, I don't know, not better exactly, but less angry maybe. My buddy asked me that night what I was going to do. Honestly, no idea. "You still love her?" I thought about it. "Yeah, unfortunately. Then maybe there's something to save. Or maybe I'm just an idiot who can't let go." He shrugged. "Maybe both. The defamation lawsuit is moving forward. Sister missed the filing deadline to respond, so we're getting a default judgment. My lawyer estimates we'll have a ruling within 6 weeks. My wife and I are doing counseling, 1 session so far. It was brutal. The counselor didn't pull punches, made her really examine why she was so quick to believe I'd cheat. I moved some of my stuff back into the apartment. Not all of it. Baby steps. Sister violated the restraining order 3 days ago. Sent me a message through a mutual friend. "You win. Happy now?" I reported it. She got arrested, spent the night in jail, paid a fine. Judge warned her next violation means serious jail time. Her friends stopped messaging me after that. I don't know if my marriage is going to survive this. Some days I think maybe. Other days I remember that moment when she looked at me with complete distrust, and I think there's no coming back from that. But we're trying. That's something. As for sister, last I heard she moved 2 hours away. Got fired from her job after her meltdown at court made the local news. Small towns, man. Parents aren't talking to her. She's basically lost everything. Good. My lawyer asked if I felt vindicated. Honestly, I just feel tired. This whole thing has been exhausting. The lies, the manipulation, the fighting to prove my innocence when I didn't do anything wrong. But at least it's almost over. The legal stuff anyway. The emotional stuff? That's gonna take a while. Wife asked me last night if I could ever forgive her. I told her the truth. I don't know. Maybe someday. But not today. She cried but accepted it. We're taking it 1 day at a time. Some days are okay. Some days I can barely look at her. Counselor says that's normal. Says trust takes time to rebuild, if it can be rebuilt at all. Says I need to decide if I'm in this for real or just going through the motions. That's the question, isn't it? I'm still figuring it out. Final update, 2 months later. So here we are. Final update because I think I owe you all closure. The defamation judgment came through. Sister was ordered to pay $42,000. She doesn't have it. She's on a payment plan that'll take her years to complete. My lawyer says we can garnish her wages if she defaults. I don't even care about the money anymore. Donated half to a domestic violence shelter, keeping the rest for legal fees. Sister's parents, my former in-laws, reached out last month, asked if we could all sit down and talk. I declined. My wife went without me, came back and said they spent 2 hours crying and apologizing. They've cut sister off financially, emotionally, everything. She's completely on her own now. Part of me feels bad about that. Most of me doesn't. As for my marriage, we did 8 weeks of couples counseling. Some sessions were productive. Others were just rehashing the same pain over and over. The counselor finally asked us both point blank if we wanted to save this. My wife said yes immediately. I said I didn't know. That's your answer, the counselor said to me. If you're not sure, you're already done. You're just afraid to say it. She was right. I filed for divorce 3 weeks ago, not out of anger or revenge, just acceptance. The trust was gone. Every time my wife was on her phone, I wondered who she was talking to. Every time she went out, I wondered if she believed I was cheating again. Every time she mentioned her family, I felt sick. That's no way to live. My wife took it hard but understood. We're doing an uncontested divorce, splitting everything down the middle. The apartment lease is up in 2 months. Neither of us are renewing. She's moving in with a friend. I'm getting my own place. No kids, no major assets, no drama. Just 2 people who tried and failed. We had one last conversation last week. She asked if I hated her. No, I said honestly. I just can't be married to someone who thinks so little of me. I didn't think you did. When it mattered most, you thought I was capable of cheating, of lying to your face, of being that kind of person. And I can't forget that. She cried. I didn't. We said goodbye. It was sad but necessary. My buddy asked if I had any regrets. Only one. I wish I'd told my wife about sister's advances immediately instead of keeping it to myself. Maybe if I'd been up front, none of this would have happened. Or maybe sister would have just spun it differently. Who knows? What I do know is I'm done being the guy who has to prove his innocence. Done being the guy who gets falsely accused and has to spend months fighting to clear his name. Done with all of it. I start my new job next month. Better pay, better position, fresh start. Moving to a different part of town where nobody knows this story. Sister? Don't know, don't care. She's blocked on everything, restrained by court order and frankly dead to me. My ex-wife? I hope she finds someone who she can trust completely. Someone who won't have to carry around recordings to prove they're faithful. She deserves that, just not with me. As for me, I'm good. Not great, but good. Therapy's helping. Started running again, made some new friends through work, dated a little, nothing serious yet, but I'm open to it. Life goes on. Someone asked in the comments of my first post if playing that recording was worth it. If I'd do it again? Hell yes. Every time. Because the alternative was letting sister get away with trying to destroy my marriage and then playing victim when it didn't work. The alternative was me being painted as a cheater while she played innocent. Nah, she made her choices. I just made sure everyone knew what those choices were. No regrets on that front. Final thought, trust your gut. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. And when someone won't believe you despite years of evidence to the contrary, that tells you who they are too. I'm out. Thanks for following this mess. Time to close this chapter for good. Peace.